So, I did it! I finished 359, finally. It was actually really, really good, and when I got into a lot of the climaxy stuff, it went really, really fast. Mostly why I didn't get to it as fast as I thought I was going to is because work has been not fun and has decided to furlough me, and so I've been coping with that for the last few days and haven't really had much energy for reading. But I read today. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. So that's, I guess, the non-spoilery stuff. If you're looking for like a YA style thriller, this is a good fun one to go for. But yeah, since I've talked a little bit about it spoilery with my other vloggy stuff that I've done for it, I figure I may as well do a quick little thing for it here too. So, overall, I did indeed enjoy it. It was super fun to have the physics and the alternate reality stuff going on, and oh my gosh, I'm so happy that Nick in the alternate universe was much better than her Nick in her original world. So overall, yay, great stuff. I still wish that the beginning had made Nick better, because the way it was framed again, I feel like it totally could have been a thing like, oh, I got this tattoo and I was showing Madison first to see if she thought that you'd like it, kind of a thing. Anyways, I'm still annoyed at that, but overall, I do like where it ended up going, and that Nick in alternate universe was really good and cute and fun, and I liked him. It was really nice. A few things with this book. I don't know what it was, but every once in a while reading this, I would get a little confused and feel like I was reading it in the first person, even though it was very clearly written in the third person, and I kind of wish that they'd just written it in first person. You could have done it as like Josie was in the first person since she was the main protagonist, and then Joe could have still been in the third person, or it could have all been in first person, even Joe's bits. And I feel like just from how it read that would have worked a little better, at least for me, since I kept having to stop every once in a while and be like, wait a minute, this is in third person and not first, and I'm very confused right now. So yeah, so I feel like just with how some of that narration worked out, that would have been nice. Also, I will say that I'm a little confused about some of the resolution to the story. Like, it looked like it was gonna be this whole big plot between Joe and her mom to get to the alternate world, and then your big spoiler for the end is that it was actually Joe's dad who, like, sabotaged everything. I don't understand his motivations for it, for one thing, and for two, the way that especially Joe's mom was framed. It totally seemed justifiable that she was the one, and that we'd have some big conclusion that they'd have to fight off for her, figure out how to do portal stuff that way. I wasn't sure how you would resolve it that way as we were getting towards the end, and I was excited to see how it would turn out, and then it ended up being Joe's dad, and I was like, oh, that's how you're gonna resolve it. Okay. I guess that works. It didn't feel quite earned to me, I guess, is what I'm saying, because the dad seemed super nice, and yes, people can seem super nice and then have ultimately bad ends and stuff, but I was kind of disappointed by that. The Knox stuff was a little confusing and a little inconsistent, because they talked about them being able to phase shift and stuff, which was fine, but at the very start, when Josie goes into the other world, she gets attacked by the Knox because she doesn't know not to go out in the dark. But then at the end of the book, they're like, oh, she sort of phase shifts too, so the Knox don't notice her. And I thought it was going to be more like a noise thing, because that seemed more like it, that when there was less noise that they tended to attack less. To be fair, there were some conversations that happened between Josie and Tony when the Knox were there, so it wasn't completely consistent if that had been the solution, but in some ways that would have made more sense to me. So there were a few little things like that were confusing to me, but overall I did really enjoy it. It was super fun to read an alternate reality story, and I want to pick up more by Gretchen McNeil. I actually have another one that I had gotten from the library before the libraries all closed that is Gretchen McNeil's retelling of like 10 Little Indians, but in a, well, and then there were none, depending on which title you've heard for it. But yeah, anyway, so it's supposed to be like a retelling sort of thing of that, but like YA style, so I'm probably going to pick up that real soon, because I'm excited to read more of her stuff and go from there. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick little update and say, yay, I did finish it. I got past all the stuff in my life, and I found something to be happy about and to enjoy in my life, and I'm glad that I read it, and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, but I think that's all I've got for now. I'll keep you posted if I end up reading 10, which is the name of the other Gretchen McNeil one that I've got. But I hope you've enjoyed this kind of reading vlog journey that I've done with this book, and I might do it with some others too. We'll see. But yeah, tell me if you read this too, if you have any thoughts on it that you want to share, if you've read anything else by Gretchen McNeil that you want to recommend. I think that's all I've got for now. This is the Harper, signing out.